Yo, what's up, guys? Rags here, back with another fighter interview, and this is my third interview. And we got Gary Antoine Russell here. He's here. He's a member of the Gary Russell family, the historic boxing family fighting out of the DMV. I can't wait to get into this interview. We're gonna start off with the first question. So Gary, my first question for you is, what keeps you motivated to continue fighting? Is it that you're part of a big family, boxing family, or is it, your family, your daughter? What keeps you motivated?
You know, that it changes. It changes as you get older, because I started young. I started at probably I want to say 9 or 10. So back then, I honestly felt like my bros kept me motivated just to be in the gym and to do something with my older brothers that we all was good at.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough to keep me motivated. I got a little older, and of course, I started beating people up, and they started giving me checks. Once you start getting them checks, money keeps you motivated.
Right.
But then I just also just wanted to be good at anything that I did.
Right.
Anything.
Right. So
now, since I'm a little older, I have children.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be a provider, and I wanted to steer them right through life. So that's now have become my biggest source of motivation.
Word. So guys, unfortunately, Mike isn't here for this one. But we got Keyari here, so I'll ask Mike's questions. So here goes Mike's first question: what made you fall in love with boxing? What moment made you fall in love with it?
The moment that really made me fall in love and made me passionate about boxing was when I want to say I was probably 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't completely submerged into the sport. So I used to feel like my dad lacked confidence in me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this tournament he sent me to. He was like, man, I'm not going with you to this tournament. I was like, dang, do you expect me to win? He said, nah, I don't. It made me mad.
Mm-hmm.
It made me mad. So it made me have to prove something to myself and to my pops as well.
Right.
So I went there and I won the tournament. Not only did I win, I won outstanding of the tournament against the best in the nation. At that point right there, I knew I'm good. I just did this. I'm good. At that point on, I changed the way that I trained. I became more passionate about the sport.
Mm-hmm. That's great to hear. So Mike's second question: who do you think will be your biggest career fight at the moment?
At the moment, right now, if I was to get the fight, that I think my biggest career fight would probably be Inoue. They call him the monster.
Yeah, Naoya Inoue. Yeah, WBA and IBF champion.
Yes, he would be my biggest fight this far if I was to fight anyone. It would be him.
Okay. So Keyari, it's your turn, Alex.
All right, hey Gary. It's Keyari. Another big boxing fan. I'm also, a young boxing fan.
I just want to ask you your face soon. I'm gonna let you answer your question, but you definitely gotta show me your face too. Are you from the DMV area as well?
No, I'm from Connecticut, but I do got some family out there in Baltimore.
All right, well, it's cool. Look, I'm looking forward to continue to do more work with y'all. So let me hear your question.
All right.
So a lot of boxers, they got, their favorite feints and counters they like to throw. Do you have, in the ring, a go-to combination?
You know what? I used to. Now I don't. And this is why. In most cases, everybody has a punch that they favor, if that's what you're asking, or a go-to combination. I don't really feel as though I have one anymore. I feel like I developed so much as a fighter. I just know certain things to do to slow the pace of the fight down, to counter a certain way, to make a person throw the punch that I want them to throw so I could counter a certain way. So I really don't have a favorite or a go-to thing. If I could say the one thing that I rely on the most, though, in the fight is definitely my jab.
All right. So my next question for you is, did fighting, because, you did have a fight in the bubble, the COVID space. Your last fight against Pacquiao, I believe is his name. Yep, that was a great performance, and I have another question about that coming up in the interview. But my question for you here is: did fighting in the bubble, how did it compare to fighting, what outside of the bubble and fighting in the open?
Honestly, it was no difference. It was no different at all. And with the Pacquiao fight, that was my first fighting with the pandemic going on.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was going through so much mentally with losing my younger brother. Y'all might not know, but I just recently lost one of my younger brothers. He was right under me, a year under me. And I had to fight.
Sorry to hear that.
I would say like 4 days after he passed. While I'm up there still looking at stuff for his fifth arrangements, the clothes he's supposed to wear, his casket, everything. So mentally, I wasn't even where I was supposed to be that fight. I'm not really a people person, actually. I know I'm doing good with this interview. I hope I'm doing good with y'all interview, but I'm not really a people person. So me fighting without the fans, it was still cool. It paid me. It did nothing for me. It did nothing for me.
Yep.
I was okay with fighting without the fans. We train in the gym
without the fans.
Really have a lot of people in there. Yep. We usually by ourselves. I've been on big stages before, so honestly, when I get ready to fight, I don't really think of the people anyway.
Yep. So Mike's next question is: how do you feel about a potential matchup of Tank Davis versus your older brother?
I feel that would be a great fight. I feel it would sell out. It would sell out anywhere that the fight happens. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's a great fighter. He's a great opponent. I watched him grow up. I had to actually even get in the ring with him once. I had the privilege for him to be my roommate in one of the Golden Gloves, actually. I helped him get through the tournament. He was my roommate, so I was helping him lose his weight and everything. He did his thing up the joint, And actually, I recommended that he was my roommate because they made me the captain of the team. I didn't want to be with anyone else. I'm not a people person, so I told him, man, put Tank in my room. I know him. Will it be a good fight, a smart fight for Tank? No, in my opinion. I want Shorty to get all his money, get his just due, and get out of the game.
Yep.
Get out of the game undefeated. I would love that shit. I would love it. Excuse me for my language, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all cool.
Yeah, I understand, but it's still respect, y'all. You feel me? I respect my younger peers as well as the older ones. And I don't think it would be a smart fight for him. It would definitely be a fight that I feel like he will probably get exposed a little bit. Yep. My bro is nice, and this is not me being biased or anything because he's my older brother. But I'm in the gym, so I see everything that he does. I know what he's capable of doing. I watched Tank grow up to being great. He's definitely on the road to being great, but it's levels. And honestly, I believe if he was to fight my brother, the fight would be it would be really one-sided. It would be a real one-sided fight.
Okay. All right, so Gary, the next question for you is, what do you think of your last performance? Obviously you just explained to us what was going on with you at the time. And it was kind of an early finish to the night because of the headbutt, obviously. But what did you think about your performance, your last performance?
I feel like definitely I won every round. I feel like the fight was messy, in my opinion. I didn't like the performance, being honest, because I know I'm so much better than that. Even with, I'm not going to put all of the blame on my brother passing. You know what? That's what it really was. Mentally, I just wasn't completely there. Like, I cried before I even went in the ring. Like, the ring walk when I was by myself, like I just felt, I don't know what I was feeling at the time. I just know I wasn't thinking. I went into the fight with the mindset knowing that I was going to win. It wasn't nothing that was going to stop me from winning. I just knew my will was going to outbreak his. It was going to be more than his. But
Right.
mentally, I was just somewhere else, man. Just still dealing freshly with the passing of my brother.
Yep.
So it definitely took stuff from my creativity, from my hand speed, my punch selection. It definitely made me look like a different fighter than which I know I am, in my opinion.
Yep.
However, I definitely thought I still maintained a certain level of discipline as far as my composure. He was fighting dirty, really dirty.
Yeah, I seen that.
Headbutts, low blows intentionally. It was even one point in the fight in which I believe he like shoved his head into my stomach to try to cut wind away. Stuff like that. Being in the fight right in front of a person, when you hit people and you see their eyes start to swell and cuts and stuff, you know, you actually see it happen instantly. You could hit a guy flush, and instantly you would start to see where his eyes going to swell at. And honestly, the minute I hit him with a hook and I buzzed him, I believe in like the 5th or 6th round. The minute I hit him with that hook, his eye split. Like the minute I hit him with that joint, it split. So I don't know why they called it a headbutt, even with like rewinding the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
There definitely was clashes of heads. But if you look at the headbutt, it was actually on the opposite side in which they showed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. So my next question after that is I bet this is gonna be a little bit of a tough one for you. But who has the fastest hands out of you, Antoine, and Junior?
How you gonna ask me a divisional ass question like that? We're all fast. That's hard to gauge. Like we're all fast. We're all pretty fast. And I feel like my oldest brother, he loves to use that tool in his arsenal more than the rest of them, I believe. So he's presented more as the fastest man in the sport of boxing. I'm fast. I'm pretty fast. I'm fast. I'm gonna upload a video just for you to show you that I'm fast.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna upload it tonight when I hit the mitts, and everything I do is in 20-ounce gloves. So remind me of the hands that I'm gonna have in this video with these 20-ounce gloves on.
Yeah, in a real fight, you'll be super fast. But my follow-up question to that is, what would you rate your other brother and your dad's corner work, and Gary as a cut man? What would you rate your family's corner work?
As far as the corner work, I like it. I feel like for the most part, we're usually in order with him, and sometimes we mess up. I look at other camps and I see how they mess up sometimes in the corner. It happens. But what makes the corner great is how they hold it together through the mess ups and still get through it. Right. With that being said, I feel like they do perfect for me. My corner is perfect for me. It's my brothers. It's the ones that's in my circle that I'm around every single day. I wake up to, that I go to the gym and grind with. That's one of my sources of energy. So it's the perfect corner work for me. We have a certain understanding amongst each other in the corner. Honestly, I don't hit no one else during the time I fight, but my bros and certain people in the crowd anyway that I know.
Yep. So, Keyari, you got the next question.
Yeah. So, Gary, I know a lot of fighters. They have different training camp regimens. A lot of them, they find maybe weight cutting hard, or maybe just a lot of sparring hard. What is the hardest part of training camp for you?
All of it is hard, honestly. But if I have to say what part of it is the hardest, maybe the beginning stages of training camp is the hardest. The beginning stages, but honestly, I feel like everything that we do is hard. Yeah. All the training that we do is hard. It's intense. You're constantly pushing yourself with every exercise that we do. Yeah. So all our exercises are hard. I just feel like maybe we get stronger. We just get stronger. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's great to hear. So My next question for you is, how does it feel being on the co-main event of such a big card? And the next question for that one is, do you see yourself fighting the winner of the main event? Guillermo Rigondeaux versus John Real Casimiro.
I can very well see that happening.
Because, they both, and that's a unification bout for the WBA and WBO titles. So whoever wins that bout, you should be in line to fight next, because your bout will be for the WBA interim title. So.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's so correct. But the sport of boxing they have in a weird way.
Yeah, especially with the WBA.
Play it out.
Yeah, WBA, you can't really trust much that they say. But because when you get an interim title, you got to do at least 3 more bouts and defend that title at least 3 or 4 more times before you get your real title shot, I see.
Exactly. So you don't really know too much, but that's a fight I definitely can see happening.
Yep.
That's a fight I can definitely see happening.
So how does it feel fighting on the co-main event of that card?
Actually, there's no pressure added at all. It don't feel no difference in me. It don't feel no different. Honestly, I'm a very humble guy.
Right.
I've been through a lot in life, as streets and inside the ring. So it takes much to actually excite me. Of course, I know come fight time, my gears are turning and running, ready to put my work in. Yeah. But I guess because I've been doing this so long, I feel like it's expected in a way. Not being cocky or being arrogant, but they say when you push and you strive for greatness and you put all the work in, you get out what you put in. And I feel like I put in a lot of work. And I feel like now I'm starting to get my just due for it. It's starting to come around.
Yep. Right. Keyari.
All right. So Gary, I have the next question for you. And as a upcoming amateur boxing, I want to be big. And before fights, I may get nervous. And you're a bigger fighter, obviously. So like before fights, do you get nervous? And if so, how do you deal with the nerves?
Oh, I don't get nervous at all. When you experience certain things outside of boxing, like when you just experience certain things in life, yeah, fear and nervousness, it overpowers. It's levels to everything, bro. So for me to experience something worse than getting ready to fight someone, it doesn't nerve me at all. It doesn't make me nervous. But however, whenever my brother fight, when any of my brothers fight, oh my God, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm sweating, my palms are moist. I don't know, but I also can say to be nervous, it works in people's favors, and to be nervous is also good sometimes. When you're nervous, I honestly feel like that's your body way of making you alert, or aware, more cautious of your surroundings and stuff. So you could definitely, if you learn to channel it in and then line yourself the right way, young king, you could definitely control and use it to your ability. I know people get nervous. I definitely got in the ring with people who was nervous, and I noticed how it makes them so much quicker. It makes their reflexes so much faster. Their punches come off sharper and everything. Yeah. Based off of that nervous energy. And I feel like if people learn to channel that in and control it, you could definitely use it. I feel like that's probably our ultra instinct or something. If y'all watch Dragon Ball Z.
Yep. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. Big Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah, I think that's one of our powers, man.
Yep. So my next question is, your next opponent, Emmanuel Rodriguez, he's ranked number 4th in the Ring Magazine's Bantamweight rankings, and I believe he's ranked in the top 3 of the IBF. What does that mean to you? And what is your prediction? Like, what round do you think you'll stop him in, or do you think he'll go the full 12?
My prediction is I'm going to win. That's not really too much of a prediction,
Mm-hmm.
And I say that humbly as hell. Very humble, man. I know he's a great fighter. I know he's putting in the work. I know he's grinding, running, and preparing. He probably had like 2 months to prepare for no one else but me. So I know he's coming to fight. I just believe and I know that I'm better. I just feel that I'm better, and I have to display that. I'm going to display that. So again, it's taking nothing away from Emmanuel Rodriguez. I watched him. He's a great fighter.
Yeah, he's a former IBF Bantamweight world champion. He lost to Nayo and Inoue, but some people say that the fight was pretty close. And he's fought Jason Maloney. He's fought some pretty good names, man. And if you can go out there and dominate him, just like how your brother Antoine dominated Giovanni Santiago, then you can make a very big name for yourself with that win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I definitely can. I definitely will.
Yep. Well, I meant, the fight against Nayo anyway was pretty close until he got stopped. But anyway, for the next question, going back to the question before my last one, how many more bouts do you think it'll take for you to get your first title shot?
I don't know. I can't really say with the position I am, and I could possibly predict and guess around about maybe 3 to 4 more. Depends.
Yep.
Maybe 2 to 3 more. I don't know.
Okay. So Mike's last question on the list was, if a fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford happens, who do you pick?
Errol. I'm picking Errol Spence.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, though. Hit me up. I like Terence Crawford. He was actually one of my favorites at one point. No, I actually like him a lot. I still do. Man, look at him. Look at what he do. He's a good fighter. He's one of the greats as well.
Yeah, he's
definitely one of the greats. He's not one-dimensional. He can walk you down. He can box. He can switch it up. I feel like his defensive discipline could be a little better, just a little tighter. But honestly, he's a well-rounded fighter in my eyes. I just feel like Errol, if Errol do win, if Errol was to win, it would definitely be because his intensity in the ring, his punch output, and just the individual that he is. He's a smooth pressure fighter, and outside of the ring, it's just certain thing that men can see in men. We call it a dog. He's a dog, and what I mean by that is he has a will. He has a strong will that would be completely hard to break. Before he was a champion, he had this. Now that he is a champion and the position he in, I feel like this is going to get stronger. And they both champions, so they both can deal with it. It'll be a good fight. I'm just leaning towards Errol, unless Terence Crawford control the stick and stay on his box. Like a nice box. Keep his defense high on the inside, catch fire, get out.
Right.
If he box Errol Spence the way I know he could definitely upset Errol. But I'm leaning towards Errol. I feel like the pride in Terence Crawford may get the best of him, and he might try to end up fighting Errol fight.
Right. That makes sense. So, Keyari, go ahead.
Well, I have the next question. As you know, there's an upcoming fight between Pacquiao and Spence. And I just wanted to know, maybe, who do you have for that fight?
I actually got Pacquiao for that fight.
Oh, upset.
I actually had Pacquiao for that fight. And this is why I like Errol. Errol is actually one of my favorite fighters of today. I probably got like 4 top fighters that I will watch for real. He's one of them. He's definitely one of them. He has something in his arsenal that a lot of men just don't have in the sport of boxing. So I like Errol. I watch him a lot. But I feel like Pacquiao experience and his rhythm and the way he explodes is going to give Errol a problem. Unless Errol can keep him on his back foot all night, it's going to be a problem because he cannot outbox. He can't outbox Pacquiao. He does not have the hand speed for Pacquiao. Pacquiao is old, so I know that Errol have the youth on his side. Errol definitely had the youth on his side. I feel like Errol should turn up early on him because he's an older guy. The older guy is definitely going to try to probably get the rounds and then get him out the way. But if he's standing and give Pacquiao time to get off first stuff, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
He's going to lose. And honestly, it's a fight in which, it's a fight in which Errol could kind of, man, nah, fuck that. I ain't even saying that. I got faith in my man. I got faith in my man Errol. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
I feel like Pacquiao is up on the experience. I feel like he will win if Errol don't apply a certain type of pressure that I know he could. If not, with the experience and Pacquiao explosiveness and his angles, he's gonna beat Errol.
Right, makes sense. So the last question I have for you is it possible, we see with Showtime they're putting out these triple header cards with the triple headers are the only 3 bouts that we can see. Is there possible we could see an all Gary Russell family triple header with you, Antoine, and Junior?
That's very possible as well. It's very possible that it can happen. It can very easily happen since we're all without Heyman and we all will have belts on. That could be very easy to make happen. Will it happen? I don't know.
Yep. That makes sense. So anyway, thank you, Gary, for giving us your time. We know you're busy in training camp for a fight about 4 weeks from now. And I will keep on checking in on you, and let's have you back, after your fight.
Of course.
Sounds good. So thank you guys for watching. And Gary, you got a message for the fans?
Man, the message for the fans, if y'all watching me, stay real to yourself. Stay true to yourself. I got some more. Protect y'all energy. Man. Be mindful of the crowd that you keep, that the people you're around. Be mindful of what y'all say around people and to people. Y'all words hold powers now. And a lot of people now, as far as listening to music, everyday life that's on TV, we tend to pick up on things and don't even know it. And we speak deaf and speak bad, negative over a lot of things. So try to switch up y'all word pattern or y'all vocabulary into more positive words, more uplifting words, speak life more over yourself in situations than speaking death. And what I mean by that is people looking for jobs, they're like, man, I'm trying to look for a job. Instead of trying to say, man, I'm about to go find me a job.
All right.
Go find me a job. Instead of saying, man, I don't feel like doing this today. Like, man, I'm going to push myself and I'm going to get this done. I feel like people need to start change the word selection that they use based off the energy around.
Yep. Once again, thank you, Gary, for your time. And let's get you back on here right after the fight.
No problem, Kings.
Alrighty.